This video is empowered by GreenManGaming.com. Get your games here for the fraction of the cost there. Hello, YouTubers and all those who happen to watch another episode of DanVanDam and Friends. It's like Barney and Friends, but instead with that, it just has dildos and conversations. So this is the second podcast introducing this said segment. We're going to talk about various subjects, but first I'd like to introduce my co-host for this evening, Mr. Bill, a.k.a. Monte Carlo. How you doing, sir?
When you were bringing up the Barney stuff and the purple, that just left a dirty image. But I'm okay. How about yourself, sir?
I'm doing quite well. I am sweltering hot right now. I'm just sitting here feeling like Queen Latifah without her makeup on. I'm just sweltering hot. So
she has a lot more money than us, so I don't think it's the same.
Well, she's a hot mama, I'll give her that. So, okay, we have a couple topics we wanted to bring up. And first and foremost, one of them is going to be expensive mounts for MMOs, specifically World of Warcraft, because of the recent news of them releasing a couple new mounts out there. Now, this mount that they introduced is going to be an Armored Bloodwing. It's going to be favoring around $30 for this said mount. Now, it's available for purchase via their store or what have you. It joins the Celestial Steed, which is $25, the Wind Guardian, which is also $25, Wind Steed, which is also $25, and the pets like the Pendrian Monk, Soul of the Aspects, the Nipple Clencher, and the Cinder Kitten, which that right there sounds that's one hot pussy. But anywho, what do you generally think of this? I mean, God, to me that seems kind of expensive for a hot flaming pussy.
Well, did you ever play World of Warcraft back in like Burning Crusade and that era? Or when did you start playing it? Or if you ever played it?
I generally mess with it around in vanilla, where it was before Burning Crusade. I tried a little chunk of it. I got to that point and said, okay, this is okay. Then walked away because obviously I didn't want to pay a subscription. Then they came out with Burning Crusade. Then I got up to the Outlands. I walked and explored a little bit. And I said, screw this shit, and I rage quit altogether.
Wow. I wish I had your self-control on that, But anyways, getting off subject. There was a mount that you could get only in their trading card game, which I think is still going on, actually. But it was a very rare card, and it gave you a code for, like, an Ethereal Tiger mount. That specific code went for, like, $1,000 on eBay. So it doesn't surprise me that they're remembering that and trying to bring some mounts that they can make more money on.
Yeah, trying to get more bank to spite themselves. Yeah, they're trying to get that whole, well, we'll just milk it for all it is. I think this trend, of course, got started when they first saw how Perfect World International started putting out their mounts at $30 a pop. Granted, some of the pets are a little bit cheaper than what they're charging with Perfect World International, but it's just like, really? I mean, if you want to have people support your game, you don't need to charge $25 or $10. Jesus Christ.
Can you wait just until like a Call of Duty MMO comes out, how they're going to just money grab us on that one?
They already money grab us as it is. I mean, they give us these games every year for $60 a head, and they're really just expansions of the other games. It's the only thing they do is add a couple things, swap a couple things, and supposedly a piece to the fan. But that really doesn't happen. All they do is they can enable campers in the situation, which are just casual people who come on, not very good at the game, and they just sit in corners and go, I'll buy this DLC gun and win the game.
That is kind of how it goes, actually, when you think about it. Oh, I'm so glad I stopped playing Call of Duty after Modern Warfare 3. I don't think I ever really touched Black Ops too much.
Yeah, I played a little bit of Black Ops 2. Says me playing 300 hours, I think. No, it wasn't a very enjoyable experience. I felt like it kind of diminished a lot since the initial Modern Warfare 2, and I'm not going to say Modern Warfare 3 is any good. I just don't like that one generally.
Because the original Black Ops is actually a really good game. I actually really enjoyed that Call of Duty because they did so much different stuff. And they actually kind of punished campers in a way that you couldn't. I think they actually brought this over, but it just doesn't seem as well as it was in the original. You can't use your kill streaks like in Search and Destroy. I don't know if you ever played that. You couldn't use your kill streaks for like 10 seconds into the match. So you couldn't just pile up your kill streaks and just go bam, 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 game over.
Yeah.
But it's just sad. But welcome to Activision Blizzard. I think they're just doing this because their card game idea has not been well received. I think that was their big announcement when they had their little press conference. People are thinking, oh, a new MMO? No, it's just a card game.
Yeah, screw the police. So, Sony makes a bold statement, which, of course, quote-unquote, Kaz Hirari, or Hatari, or Kazari, I can't never pronounce Japanese names correctly, so I'm just gonna...
Kaz Hirai.
Hirai?
I'm gonna just call him Kaz Hirai.
I'm gonna call him Kaz Pumpernickel Bread. There you go.
About Kaz, I'm so glad I don't work for Xbox.
Yeah, I would agree.
No?
He's in the safe. He's in the safe basket at the moment. So anyway, he is the Sony CEO that insists that the PlayStation 4 is primarily going to be a gaming console. And I think this is the funny slogan they're going with at the moment, ever since they saw a lot of fans outraged at the press conference for the Xbox One that got announced. And they're saying, we has games, and it's going to be a gaming console. And I think that's both clever, funny, at the same time. It probably won't make me buy a console right off the bat, but it will make me chuckle.
It's taking advantage of Microsoft's flop, and I think that's great. I think more companies should take advantage of that. I mean, Wii U right now is in a great position. If only they would take advantage of it, they'd have a great audience right now.
Especially the British. They, at the moment, had a lot of successful sales. I believe this was through Amazon or something like that. I can't remember. Some Tesco's or something.
100% or something like that. Amazon UK. I was watching a video on that last night. I think Rich of Review Tech.
Oh. Yeah, or,
I can't do his, what's that guy's name? The
Sexy Coco?
Yeah. God, how he came up with that, I don't want to know.
It's one kinky character. So, yeah, generally they're saying it's going to be a primary console. It's going to be treated as a gaming unit, but adds also non-video game functionality, which will be revealed in time. You know, pretty much going to be another Blu-ray player probably in this, or a hologram deck, I don't know, Beam Me Up Scotty, George Takei giving hand jobs, I don't know, something like that.
Don't put that image in my head again, man.
That was funny. Anyway.
No, it's not. Please.
Oh my. So Darksiders 3 will have a 4-player co-op. Supposedly, this is what Vigil was saying, if released on the Xbox One and PlayStation 4. Now, sadly, the company has not really gotten any purchasers that I've personally seen yet. I probably am wrong. There probably was a purchaser for all we know. But so far, the plans on script paper here was that they wanted to bring out all 4 of the Horsemen out, obviously give people a chance to be able to play the 2 other existing Horsemen and, have a 4-player online co-op experience. I think that would be a fantastic idea. I mean, it would sort of bring back that classic arcade style to, modern consoles, at the same time bring the action obviously from the original 2 Darksider games, which both of them are great in their own right. I mean, obviously 2 is a lot more Zelda-ish.
See, if I could actually buy the company, it hasn't been bought yet. THQ is still looking for a buyer. But Darksiders 3, like how they're saying with 4-player co-op, it reminds me a lot of Gauntlet, if that makes any sense. If you could just make a game with like the same Gauntlet things that we all love, I really think Darksiders 3 could be pretty amazing if they could pull it off. So it is amazing that this company wasn't bought yet, because that was one of their breakthrough games, THQ. I'm surprised no one's picked it up yet.
Death needs food badly. Wait, what?
That was horrible.
I know. As much cheese as we can throw in here. It's a sandwich after all. So, E3, we're going to be talking about the 3 main contenders here, which is going to be Sony, Xbox One, and the Wii U. Now, I'm just going to give a very, very, very dry opinion about all 3 of these, but first I'm going to let Bill go off the cuff, because supposedly he wants to really give his feedback specifically on Microsoft at the moment. So, Bill, I'll let you carry it away.
Oh, you have to throw me under the bus here.
Hey, the train.
Everybody has a negative view on Xbox, it seems, but while I'm kind of in the same boat, I'm not going to defend them, I'm not going to support them, I'm just going to say it from another point of view. Now, I had a couple roommates here for about 2 months, and all we did really was play on the Microsoft game console, and I didn't have the money for cable, so I had to shut the cable off and all that. And then it turns out Xbox has these apps now, like Netflix, Crackle, I think it's called, Hulu. You know, social aspects. That's kind of what they're trying to do with the Xbox One. Now, I really think live TV is kind of pushing it. If I wanted to watch live TV, I'll buy cable. But apparently, everyone's just giving it a bad rap. Like, oh, there's no games for it. Well, look what the PS4 did on their reveal. They didn't even show the console. So I really think people need to wait till E3 comes around before they insult it. And if Xbox One fails like they did in their reveal, hey, I'll be right on the bandwagon. But that's all I really want to say on that part. Everyone's just like saying, oh, I gotta buy a PS4 now, or what was that, the Wii U going up 800%. I think people just need to give it time. I really think PC is where it is at right now. But
PC Master Race. But I don't know. I mean, with the Xbox One, I can say this. If they come out with a lot of good games, or they announce a lot of good games, supposedly there's going to be a total of 25 AAA titles going to be released for the unit. So
and
these
what
titles,
is it, 15 exclusives or something like that?
I think it was 8 exclusives.
I think it was 15 exclusive games at one, and they put $1 billion towards it.
And there's going to be 8 that are going to be unique new ones that are going to be not before release. So generally we're going to get a bunch of Angry Birds Dildo Edition or something for all we know.
Ugh.
I must have sexual frustrations because I bring up dildo a lot. So, alright, cheap laughs all the way. Now, with Sony, I can see that it makes more sense. You know, Sony's a lot more comfortable with doing multimedia devices. I saw the purpose and the practicality of, you know, a PlayStation 3. Xbox saw that success with the PS3, so they started adapting more and more of these applications, and noticed a lot of people were just watching Netflix all day because they were bored out of their damn minds at this point. I mean, some of these people were casual, they just don't play games as often, and obviously having Netflix on the account is really useful. Specifically if, you know, they have kids around, they put on like Veggie Friends or something like that, or Vegemite, whatever the programs may be. I can't remember any kids programs at the moment.
VeggieTales,
VeggieTales,
My
that's
Little
what it was.
Pony.
My Little Brony is what we should rename it from this point on.
There's a bunch. I remember Johnny Bravo. That's my childhood.
Oh, mama. So, oh, mama. Oh my God, I'm sound like that freak at night. He's been for When Nature Calls now, when he's in the head.
But before we get distracted, thing that this whole all-in-one entertainment thing sounds great and all, but most modern TVs have Netflix, have Hulu, Crackle, whatever it is, pre-installed on their TV. So if this is the next generation, I really think you got to have HDTV, of course, to play to the console. Won't your TV most likely have Netflix, Hulu, and all that within the next 5 years? So I really don't know why they're pushing entertainment as much as they are. Sony too. Let's face it. Sony got real lucky with Xbox, kind of showing that card first.
They should have honestly pushed out the titles, then slowly brought in the entertainment. Because that's what a lot of people, even some of the bro gamers, were kind of going, hey, where's the games? You know? Because some people are really getting sick of that COD lately. It's just been mellowing out. Most of them are, hell, even some of the PC COD players are starting to move over to League of Legends and all that, even though I can't see the appeal to the game personally. But they're just moving over to that and other random titles. They're getting bored with Call of Duty. As much as everybody likes a good old Twitch shooter, it just is not delivering anymore. It's starting to be the flavor of the month.
You can only add 1 or 2 ingredients to a dish so many times until it just becomes bland and boring. You can't do any more to it. And they're afraid to change it up because it's going to be such a risk. What happens if people don't like it? So they're playing it safe, which I guess as a company you can't blame them. But at the same time, as a gamer, I really wish they'd just say, screw it, you know what, screw the guns. This is now going to be Call of Strippers, where there's going to be strippers with poles, and you have different kill streaks. Dollar bills are like your power-ups. I could see that game selling well.
And the other funny thing you're bringing up that is that Sony... Wow, brain fart. It was Treyarch or some other companies bringing up, well, we're going to make 2 options for gamers, which is going to be a female character, and you can play as a male character in the game on multiplayer. They never did that.
I remember that story. I just don't remember what their reasoning was.
I don't know, it was better of the 2 evils or something like that. I mean, they'll probably have feminists or whatever say, oh, well, you can shoot a girl in this game. Then you're going to have people who are, activists generally who say, oh, you're shooting black people, oh, you're shooting this culture, oh, you're shooting that culture. It's like, honestly, it don't matter. It's a video game. This is not inspiring any youth to go out and shoot that said culture. It's not making us go out to shoot any sex or any religion whatsoever. We're just shooting a generated character. That's all we're doing.
You think Call of Duty's bad on that? Wait till Grand Theft Auto 5 comes out and imagine the parents in that outrage.
Hey, don't feel bad. My my nieces are playing Vice City at the moment, so yeah, that's generally my take on the Sony and Xbox One overall. It's the fact that I can see it more being practical with Sony, as you brought up. TVs nowadays are bringing these applications pre-bundled into the television, so if someone really wanted to get that experience at home, they can just go buy the damn TVs, and they can still have their cable attached too. So they have, more accessibility towards those things versus just buying a $600 console, which will pretty much make you have to have a gold subscription in order to use those said applications. But the Wii U, on the other hand, as you said, is slowly starting to rise up. I think Nintendo has a huge opportunity to flip the trump card and show up a lot more original titles from in-house. If the third parties aren't going to play ball, they need to pull out themselves a lot of AAA titles that they can say, here, buy this shit. This is going to be good.
They need to do what they did with the 3DS, because that's the main reason the 3DS is doing well now. It's because Nintendo realized, hey, we kind of screwed this up a little bit. Let's fix it. And they released great games. I mean, Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time, that kind of came out during the transition. Is that a launch title? I'm not 100% sure.
That was a last-minute idea, too. It was just like, oh, yeah, people like this game. Let's put this on the 3DS. Sold!
Super Mario 3D Land, that was one of the big things that brought the 3DS sales up. Luigi's Mansion, that's one of the reasons I bought another 3DS. You and your Street Fighter 4, I'm still kind of upset at you at that.
You need to let it go. I'm the oil wrestling champion of the world.
Okay, for people, you know what? This is going off topic, but you know what? This is kind of funny. The reason I brought that up is we had Street Fighter, and me and him played online a couple matches, and I was kind of cheating a little bit. And he was getting mad, so he's like, you know what? I got an idea. So he gets that, what's that guy's name? Hakun?
He's actually being very unmodest here. It was an even thing, then I decided to bring out Hadouken, or Hakuden, and just been a total asshole to him. Within a couple matches, he kept on trying to switch all the characters out. He tried picking his best characters, even Guile, which is the most cheapest character on easy mode buttons. And he just put his hands up in the air, said screw it, and he, I guess the next day or whatever, just traded in the game.
Next day I traded in. They're like, why are you getting rid of this? I'm like, I don't want to talk about it.
He bowed his head in shame.
Doing that oil move where kicks just bounced off. And
I was just sliding around on the floor, and you were just trying your damnedest like a little Boy Scout. You were just like, Scout's honor.
I was trying so hard, too.
He even tried to use it himself, but he couldn't get the oil man to go off like mine. I was just like, wee!
Okay. That enough, and it's bringing up bad memories.
It was funny. It was... I was
glad you find it funny.
I was spamming the freaking commands in my hand. I was just like doing it without the easy mode buttons, and he was just having a tough time with it. I was like up, down, whatever the heck the command was. Or
we were on Skype too, and I remember every time with that stupid character, you actually perfected me in one round, and I think Skype was on, and I think I got so upset I was like running through the house swearing up a storm while getting a drink. I'm like, God damn it!
You were talking to me on text, so you went, I think I'm done with this game. ... Then you went silent for an hour. And you came back, and you said, "Hey Dan, let's call it a day." And I was like, "All right." So Next day, he tells me, I traded the game in. I was like, why? He goes, that goddamn oil dude. So that was generally the entire...
And I haven't played a Street Fighter game since.
He hung up his cape. Superman was done. So, alright guys, we have reached the 20-minute mark on this podcast. A little bit of humor, a little bit of discussion, a little bit off topic, which was not too bad. But again, I'd like to thank Bill for stopping by, saying hello, sharing his thoughts, touching each other's nipples in a way a man and another man can do it. Just like George Takei on Howard Stern. We would bid you adieu again and say thank you guys so much for watching and take care.
Bye.
Oh my.